Power unplug.
No.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome back to another episode of Bucky Sports Show. I'm here with Jay. We're going to talk about the NL West here. In our last episode, though, Jay, I talked about how I did these previews 2-3 weeks ago. This one, same way. But these were done so long ago because of your daughter Taylor's wedding. And, you know, having that invite, I really do appreciate Alex and Taylor thinking of me. And I know she's a big Dodgers fan and Shohei Ohtani. So I thought she may listen to this one. So I wanted to give the shout out on this episode. Okay. I'm not a huge wedding fan, but I do appreciate and I feel honored that they wanted me there at such a smaller sized wedding. And it was a really nice affair. So Alex, Taylor, congratulations. Hopeful many years of happiness to you two.
On their honeymoon right now as we speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll listen when they get back from that then.
Yeah, because where they're at, they don't even hardly have cell phone receptions. They're out in Olympic National Park.
They don't want to listen to us two buffoons anymore.
All right.
All right, with that, do we want to get going?
Yeah, where are we going first?
Let's go to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Interesting development on that one.
I got the World Series at a plus 2,500, and I got the no. The NL Pennant plus 1,300, I've got the no. NL West plus 600, I've got the no. Win total 86.5.5, I've got the over. The make playoffs, I've got yes as minus 130. The no is a plus 110. I've got a yes on that. My players to watch is the starting rotation.
Okay.
Because I think they have the offense, and the key is going to be their starting rotation. Kirk's keys, I don't know if this is a key or not, but this team would win the Central by 10 games.
I believe you're right.
And they just need to stay healthy, and they'll get in.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for them that they're in the same division as the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's a solid team.
Oh, absolutely. They have a legitimate MVP candidate before the season starts, Corbin Carroll.
Yeah.
Interesting development for them, though. Corbin Burns is going to be in the number 5 slot now. Because they were talking about, he is so detail-oriented, and they really screwed up, I think, when they set this starting rotation up, because they decided to give Zach Gallen the ace position, and which I didn't know how detail-oriented Corbin Burns was, but that would have thrown off his schedule.
Oh, jeez.
So now, instead of starting on opening day, he will be starting the 5th day in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's there, but that's still.
I think sometimes we're a little too worked up on
where you're at
in the rotation.
Yeah.
I would almost, if I was a manager, set it up to try and win 5 games right off the bat. And I didn't look at their schedule. I don't know who it is. But if I'm starting with the Chicago Cubs, for instance, or let's go Colorado Rockies, because that's who we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
Why would I start with my best 2 pitchers?
That's true. And he'll be starting at the Yankees, so that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it might work out right, but it's just really weird.
You're still going to have one too if
A
he's
really
starting
high-
5.
Really high priced free agent to have in your fifth slot. But this you're absolutely right about this team. If they were in any other division,
I'm not going to say any other division because I don't know if they would win the East.
well, I know they wouldn't win it, but they'd be real.
They'd be
competitive.
close and probably knock the Mets out of the playoff spot.
Yeah.
But they'd win the Central easy
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
if they stay healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Corbin Carroll last year, overall year wise, he had a bad year, but he really, really came on in the second half. And they got probably the best second baseman in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Ketel Marte at second, he is just an absolute stud at second. Suarez is very serviceable at third. Perdomo, he's decent offensively, but an absolute terrific glove at short. Moreno, a catcher, wonderful catcher. Pretty much offensive numbers that you'd expect out of a catcher, but he's terrific behind the plate.
Yeah.
One thing that hurt them this year, their best right now, the best lefty in the staff just went out with Tommy John surgery.
Well,
Jordan Montgomery.
yeah.
They go out and sign him, and he's getting operated on next week.
That'll hurt.
Josh Naylor, offensively, he should be pretty much on par with what they lost with Walker. They're losing a little bit of defense there because, I mean, there's nobody else
Yeah.
can stack up to Walker defensively. Gurriel's always above average in left field, and he's usually clutch. Randall Grichuk, he'll be a backup or starter somewhere in the outfield, but he's up and down like a yo-yo. You never know what you're going to get out of him. But Corbin Carroll, one of the best all-around players in baseball when he's on.
Yeah.
And Grichuk, they got him listed as a possible DH. Pavin Smith, I'm not really familiar with him, but that's a very good team.
I looked at his stats earlier. He's not impressive.
No,
Um,
it's a very good team.
last year he hit 270 with 9 home runs for your DH spot, and that's in 60 games.
I'm not really familiar with their bullpen.
And that's kind of what I had as their weak spot.
There is a name here that he's a fairly decent 6th, 7th, 8th inning guy. Shelby Miller,
Mm-hmm.
ex-Cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good ex-Cardinals out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just don't want us to hang around. I don't know for some reason. But yeah, it was a very good team. Absolutely, very good team. And I think they'll be a wild card for the playoffs for sure.
I'll say Shelby Miller is also an ex-Brave, but he was not good in Atlanta.
No, he wasn't.
He was a great trade for the Braves to get Dansby
He
Swanson.
spent several years hurt off and on too. So when he's healthy, he's pretty good. But
Yeah.
he's hurt a lot of you. But I think they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree. I do think they're the last team in. Kind of just because the East is so loaded this year.
Yeah.
But
Well, with the Mets injuries, I think they got a chance to be right there with the Mets.
well, that's we can talk about that here in a moment. All right, you got anything else on Diamondbacks?
No.
All right, let's spend a second here on the Colorado Rockies. A literal second. World Series plus 50,000. No. AL Pennant plus 25,000. No. NL Central plus 25,000. No. Win total 58.5. The over is minus 120. The under is plus 100. I've got the under. Make playoffs, yes, is a plus 4,000. The no is a minus 20,000. I've got the no. Players to watch. I had some fun with this one. I got Jacob Stallings just because I enjoyed going to Indians games when he was when he was a catcher up there in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chris Bryant. Those are the only two names I recognize. Wasn't your dog Buddy named after Chris Bryant there when you first got him and you changed his name because of your hatred for the Cubs?
That's why his name's Buddy.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
Absolutely.
And then Kirk's Keys, try to win at least one more game than what last year's White Sox did. Try not to be the worst team in the history of baseball.
They won't be. There's some good players on this team. One, you talk about you're not familiar with some. Ryan McMahon is a terrific third baseman. And
is that why they moved Bryant away from?
Yes.
I thought about calling him Buddy there for a second.
Yeah. That's why he's a terrific third baseman, and one of the best kept secrets in baseball because nobody follows the Rockies. Ezekiel Tovar, the shortstop. He won the Gold Glove at short. He's above average offensively, and well, Tovar was an all-star, and McMahon's been an all-star in the past. I was looking for the.
But while you're looking, Kyle Freeland, their ace pitcher, or who they have listed as their ace.
Yeah.
Last year he was 5-8 with a 5.2 ERA.
Yeah.
Their pitching rotation is just not good.
No.
In fact, their ace has only had one winning season. And that was in 2018. Now that was a fantastic year at 17-7 and a 2.85 ERA in Colorado. It is phenomenal. But that's his only good year.
Mm-hmm. Here's a guy I'm trying to remember, Brenton Doyle.
Okay.
He's a center fielder. He's won the Gold Glove at center field. So they've got really good defense. So they'll help keep them in games. I think you're probably talking about them being better than two teams.
Yes.
Better than the White Sox and better than the Marlins.
Maybe.
That's the way I see it.
Maybe.
But I mean, that's not much to brag about. But
No.
and it's a nice stadium. I've been there.
I think, I'm going to look this up again. Yeah, the Marlins are projected to win 5 more games than the Rockies.
Well, I think the Rockies will win more than the Marlins. And you talk about Chris Bryant. They've got him listed almost everywhere. They've got him listed as a possible DH. They got him listed as possible right fielder. They got him listed as possible at first.
Yeah. They don't know where he's going to play. He's going to play.
If healthy.
We don't know where.
If healthy, yeah.
I actually think they trade him if they can.
If they can, yeah.
Is what I think they will ultimately do.
Depends on what somebody needs.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, have we spent enough time on this?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's head over to the exact opposite of what I think the Colorado Rockies are going to be, and that is the Los Angeles Dodgers. The World Series, they are the betting favorite at plus 275. I've got that as a yes. The NL Pennant at plus 160. I've got that as a yes. The NL West, a minus 500. That's a yes. It doesn't win you any money to bet it, so.
No.
Win total. This is an interesting one. Their win total is set at 103.5.
Mm-hmm.
The over is minus 125 and the under is plus 105. If I was betting it, I would go under just because it's a plus number. But I'm not going to bet it. So
No, I wouldn't.
make playoffs, yes is minus 2,500. No is a plus 1,300. I've got the yes. My players to watch. I've got two here. The first one is Shohei Ohtani. Offensively, I don't think he puts up the same numbers he did last year.
No,
because he's going to be back to pitching.
Mm-hmm.
But their pitching gets better because he's back to pitching. Mookie Betts, he is currently out right now with an unknown illness.
He's supposed to play the first game.
Is he scheduled to now?
That's what they said this morning.
Okay, because there yesterday he was talking about he couldn't keep down
He
food
actually
for 2
played
weeks.
5 innings in a spring training game today.
Okay, so he is probably back then.
He's down 25 pounds.
Yes.
And they never did put a name to what was causing his stomach irritation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
he talked and said he felt fine. He just wasn't able to keep food down and he's losing weight. So hopefully that doesn't return for him and they have it figured out. Kirk's keys, don't choke.
Yeah.
And that's all you gotta do. Don't choke.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a Dodger preview if I didn't just say the former Brave Freddie Freeman. And for the record, he's not on my list anywhere, but I still want to mention Freddie Freeman.
Mm-hmm. The depth on this team is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, at every position.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a possible. You got a possible 6-7 man rotation here of all 8 number 1 starters a lot of other places. It's just ridiculous.
Well, you look too at their starting rotation. And I'm just going to read off. I'm on their depth chart right now on MLB.com, which I believe you are on as well. Yeah. They're pitching Tony Gonsolin, IL 15-day. Clayton Kershaw, IL 60-day. Emmett Sheehan, I don't know who he is, IL 15 days. Gavin Stone, not sure, IL 60 days. River Ryan, IL 60 days. If I would have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters in the depth chart, it'd be a concern. But you know what? They have Blake Snell, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, Dustin May, and Shohei Ohtani. Yeah. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 or 6 guys here.
6 that would be number 1 stars in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's unbelievable how good their rotation is. And then you go to their bullpen, and
unbelievable bullpen.
It's a great bullpen. Again, they got 1, 2, 3 guys on it, but hell, they don't need it. And then you look at their lineup. Is this the best team in baseball?
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, we talked about the 27 Yankees. Does this rival that?
I think so. Because they got more depth. The 27 Yankees may have more Hall of Fame first liners, but the depth is unbelievable. That's absolutely unbelievable. And one of my heroes, here we go, they talk about the Cardinals again. Mm-hmm. Tommy Edman.
Okay.
Cardinals let him go, wins the National League Championship Series MVP. He plays second, short, center field, anywhere you want to put it.
Yeah.
And and Enrique Hernandez. Now, during the regular season, he's no stud, but he always comes through the playoffs.
Right.
And they got him listed almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Max Muncy, first base, second base, third base. It's just an embarrassment of riches, as they say. It's just unbelievable. And then, Mookie can play anywhere you want to put him.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If Mookie's not healthy enough to play shortstop, Miguel Rojas is a great player.
Yep.
It just goes on and on and on. And then they signed Michael Conforto. He's been good everywhere except for San Francisco. So they look at him to have a breakout season again. And they got him listed on with Teoscar Hernandez, who won the home run derby last year. So which one of them you want to put there?
Right.
It's just, I go, it would be really hard sitting down day after day. I mean, it's a nice problem to have, but how do you fill out the lineup card on this?
If you're a Dodger fan, and I am not.
Well, I am. Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've not been really a Dodger fan in the past, but here's what I like about, and here's one of the smart things that the Dodgers have done. They've signed all this talent, and they don't have one troublemaker in the bunch. These are all not only great players, but they're professionals.
Yeah.
They're good teammates, and they're not gonna, as long as they're not gonna squabble like two superstars on a lot of other teams. These are guys that just want to win.
Right.
And they're not, especially in LA, they're not going to get a lot of controversy like some of the players who seem to pass other places.
Unless they get an interpreter that's placing bets and.
Well, that's not a fault of his.
Needs $30 million.
Yeah. But it's just a great group of guys. I mean, how can you not like some of these guys? You know,
because they have an interpreter that steals a bunch of money from him and he doesn't notice it, and I don't buy his story. I don't know.
Oh, I do. I mean, there's no,
We won't discuss that though.
No, you can't. Yeah, you don't want to make Taylor mad now.
That's why we're not going to discuss it. Yeah, but. It's phenomenal top to bottom. If someone gets hurt, they're just going to be replaced with someone just as good.
You can shuffle them around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a manager's dream come true. I mean, it's just.
Yeah.
And he signed him to extension, so.
Yeah.
I think he's the best paid manager in baseball now, and he should be.
Well, he should be. I mean, he's got $1 billion roster here, which is what I don't like about it. The amount of money they're paying these guys, it's what I don't like about it. It's what I didn't used to like about the Yankees. It's what I don't like about these guys.
Yeah, but it's baseball.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Yeah, well, but like I said, it's not like you can't blame them for taking advantage of the system. They've got their own network.
I can take it. I can blame them.
You can, but
and I'm going to.
But
I may be wrong, but I can.
Well, let's put it this way. Any other team with these resources would do the same thing.
They should. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should. Yeah.
And every other team should do what they're doing. Well, maybe not every other team, but Atlanta should do what they're doing.
Well, and then you got, like we said, you got teams like Pittsburgh and Seattle that won't spend the money,
right,
and are a disservice to their fans. And at least the Dodgers and the Yankees are giving their fans what they want, and the Mets.
Yeah.
In fact, I think actually the Mets year to year have the most highest payroll now.
And I always say in October, I just want a chip in a chair. And that's what my team's giving me. I'm gonna have a chip in a chair in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
So, which is what I want. Okay, got anything else on the Dodgers?
No.
Okay, let's move on to the San Diego Padres.
The city loves the stadium.
San Diego Padres, World Series plus 2,800, I've got a no. NL Pennant plus 1,300, no. NL Central plus 1,000, I've got a no. NL Central, NL West, I got a plus 1,000, no. Make playoffs, the yes is plus 110, the no is minus 130. I've got the yes, but I don't have them listed. That was one of my changes that I made today, I believe. So I'm going to go no. And a possible first team out. The win total 85.5, over -110, under -110. I've got the under by a hair. Players to watch, you Darvish.
He's out.
He's out already, huh?
Yep.
Don't
know how long. They don't have it listed here, but he's not going to be playing for a while.
Okay. Well, my player to watch can he step up and eat some innings that they're going to miss with Joe Musgrove's absence?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the player to watch is whoever's going to do that, because my question mark for them. This is Kirk's Keys. Nice lineup, good rotation, and a questionable bullpen.
Well, the answer to your question will be between Cease and King.
Okay.
Dylan Cease will now probably be their opening day starter, and I would say Michael King will be second. And Michael King's a terrific pitcher. They got him in a trade. Well, they got him in the Soto deal from the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's terrific. That is an absolute, when Darvish was still included in this conversation, that's as good a 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't remember what it is now that for sure that Darvish, but it's going to be out for just a little while. It's nothing.
Let's see.
It's not Tommy John or anything. It may be just a week or two. It doesn't even say it here.
Elbow inflammation.
Inflammation, there you go. So I don't think that's a serious thing. So yeah, you get him back in there.
And they got a mastermind as a manager too, in Mike Shildt.
Absolutely, yeah. Another ex-Cardinal.
Of
course, they'll probably start out hot because they're playing that weak Atlanta team. So
yeah. They will start out hot. There's not a doubt in my mind they'll start out absolutely hot. And but you know what I like about it? Get the West Coast trip out of the way early. Well, one of them at least. Yeah, so the article here I'm reading from the 21st, they do not have a timeline on Darvish.
Okay.
It looks like he's obviously day-to-day because he's not on the IL yet. They have not made that move.
Well, you talk about the bullpen. I don't recognize anybody. They lost their closer to the Dodgers.
Shildt did say with Darsh's routine, we feel pretty comfortable that some rest and getting ramped back up will be the answer.
Okay.
And he's been playing catch a couple times since being shut down, so you're probably looking at a couple rehab starts to start the year and see how that goes. So hopefully for them, it'll go all right. But with the elbow inflammation, they're not going to allow him to eat innings like had there.
Like he used to,
Yeah.
Then the catcher you got, Elias Diaz. He's a very good catcher.
Yes.
Remember him in Indy? He started out in Indianapolis, went to the Pirates, and then he's been around, but he's very good. Then you got Luis Arraez, batting champion. No power.
I'm thrilled he's out of the East.
No power there, but and then probably Cronenworth at second. He's a very serviceable player.
Yeah.
The keys, well, to me anyway, Machado's always the key to this team.
Mm-hmm.
And Bogarts, there's just not a whole lot of offense there anymore. He's really on the decline.
Yeah.
Left field, it'll be interesting to see who they got. Jason Hayward, Brandon Lockridge, and Gavin Sheets listed. Who knows? But here's one of my favorite players in baseball today, Jackson Merrill in center field. He is an absolute stud.
Mm-hmm.
He can do it all. He's a 5-tool guy. great defense, great speed, great bat. He's so clutch. He is just a terrific player. And Tatis, of course. How many games will he play? I mean, he's when healthy, he's one of the best players in baseball.
Yeah.
Was Gold Glove caliber shortstop. Now he won a Gold Glove in right field. So he's I love to watch him if he stay healthy. And DH, they got Gavin Sheets and Arise. So if Arise doesn't play first, he'll be DH, and you got to keep his bat in the lineup. So
yeah.
But I got them as a third place team. I don't. There's not enough there to approach the Dodgers. They may give Arizona a little scare, but they're just not as too many question marks to really challenge Arizona for second. I don't think. You talk about your first team out of the playoffs. They may be one of the first teams out.
Yes. Depending on the Mets' injuries, they may overtake the Mets.
Could be.
But it's a nice team.
And the trade rumors have been flying all winter long about Dylan Cease. So it'll be interesting, if they're not legitimate playoff contenders by the trade deadline, he may be going somewhere.
You're right. Yep.
He would be the first one on that lineup to go.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I really like them. You and I went to Petco.
I've been there twice. It's a wonderful place to watch a baseball game.
It's just beautiful. Yeah.
The first time I learned a hard lesson.
Yeah.
And that is, it's going to be warm in the day and it's going to be freezing cold at night.
Yeah, take a jacket.
It doesn't matter what time of year it is.
No. And the wind comes off the ocean and it's damp.
Yeah.
At nighttime, but it's a wonderful place to go. And it's a great city, and they, being the only professional team left in San Diego, they dearly love their Padres. Yes. And they pack the place. Every game.
Padres will not go anywhere. And it's actually a very hard ticket to get.
Yeah.
But when you go to the stadium, you see why it's a hard ticket to get.
Yeah, it's a great place to go to the game. I love the town, too.
Yeah. All right. You got anything else on the Padres? Well, let's go to our final team. The San Francisco Giants. The World Series, I got a plus 8,000. No. NL Pennant plus 3,500. No. NL West plus 1,800. No. Win total 80.5. I got the over because I think this is a 500 baseball team. I think this is one of those 81-81 teams. With that being said, I would not touch that win total whatsoever. The make playoffs, yes, is plus 245. No is minus 310. I've got the no on that. Kirk's Keys pitching. The lineup is a nice mix of young and veteran. And outside of Logan Webb, pitching has a lot of question marks in my opinion.
Yeah.
Justin Verlander, he's 42. What's he gonna do? And then Robbie Ray, he's solid. Jordan Hicks here in their starting rotation I would thought he was a closer.
I thought he was too.
Okay.
Maybe he's converted.
Okay, well.
He may have.
He started 20 games last year.
Yeah.
So,
he started games before. He even started a few games for the Cardinals. So he's up and down.
In In 2022, he started 8 games, and until he got to San Francisco, those were the only 8 games he threw.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much.
I was just surprised to see him there, and I have never heard of Landon Roop.
No.
And their only other rotation person they have is Kyle Harrison, and it's got minors next to his name, so they've already sent him down.
Not heard of it.
So they don't have a backup starter, and they're the only team not to have, and they're starting a 42-year-old who will probably be shut down at some point in the season for a while.
And let's face it, Robbie Ray is no ace.
No, he's not an ace.
You go down past Logan Webb after him, and this is just
last year, and I think Robbie Ray may be coming off some injuries. Last year he was 3-2 in 7 games. The year before that he was 0-1 in 1 game, and Seattle in 2022 he was 12-12 with 3.71 ERA. In Toronto in 2021, he's 13-7 with a 2.84 ERA. So he's got the tools, but I think he got hurt there in 23 and dealt with the injuries there last year too. And can he return to where he was? Is the question mark on him.
Well, he's 30-something years old too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But, I mean, he's 8 years younger than Justin Verlander.
True. That's not saying that that's not necessarily really good, but, here we go about best kept secrets again.
Mm-hmm.
Their catcher, Patrick Bailey. He's an absolute stud. He's really something.
Yeah.
And if he needs to ask any questions, who's the president of baseball operations now? Buster Posey. He can go ask him questions.
Okay.
I imagine he could take some lessons from Buster on being a catcher. But there's just not.
The only name that jumped out to me when you look at their lineup is Willy Adames.
And don't forget Matt Chapman.
Yeah, I didn't forget him.
Yeah.
And the other one is Mike Yastrzemski. So that's just because his grandpa. He's not really done too much. And don't get me wrong, Matt Chapman, he's fine. But when you throw in Willy Adames, Matt Chapman with some of the younger guys they've got, I think they have potential.
Well, but here's the thing about Adames. It's going to be really interesting to see at the end of the season what his offensive numbers look like, because I guarantee you he's not going to have anywhere near as many home runs as they had in Milwaukee.
No.
So he better hit for average, because he's not going to hit for power in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I just don't see anything here. I see them as the only team they're going to beat out is the Rockies.
Well, and they're going to beat the crap out of them a lot of times.
Well, they better, because they're not going to beat up on anybody else. I just don't see any reason to be excited about that. Patrick Bailey, there's Patrick Bailey and Matt Chapman. They're all-star caliber players, but there's not much here.
No.
There's no way in the world they're going to make the playoffs.
Not in the division they're in.
No. So yeah, it's just not much there.
You got anything else on the Giants?
No, there isn't much else to tell.
Okay. Well, let's my NL West predictions. I got the Dodgers in first, the Diamondbacks second, the Padres third, the Giants fourth, and the Rockies fifth.
Well, this may be the only division that you and I totally agree on.
I wondered. Okay, and then the NL playoff predictions. Again, same as the previous episode with the AL West. I did a little changing with some things, and I got first place in the World Series champion, the Los Angeles Dodgers. That didn't change. NL East in second place, I got the Atlanta Braves. Third place, I got the Brewers. I had the Cubs the night we did that. I now have the Brewers. Fourth place, I got the Phillies. Fifth place, Mets. Sixth place. Sixth place, Mets. Fifth place, Diamondbacks.
Okay.
I think the Mets are last team in. Padres first team out. Maybe even the Pirates, their first team out. I talked about that.
Yeah. They got to find some offense. They definitely got. Well, they got a pitcher hurt now too.
Yeah.
Jones is hurt.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think everything's wide open. I think it's going to be a fun baseball year. And if you're watching this on Thursday, because we're recording Wednesday night, season started.
Yeah. Right.
It's a fun time. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
You got the NCAA tournament going on. You got the start of baseball. If you're a golf fan like I am, you got the Masters coming up soon. Weather-wise outside, you're finally able to get out and do some stuff again coming off of winter. It's just a fun time of year.
Look at that bracket. It would sure be interesting to see Michigan play Michigan State.
That's what BA and I were talking about last night. That's the Elite Eight game we want to see.
Whole state of Michigan would just be at war, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other game we discussed of interest, Indianapolis. You got Kentucky versus Tennessee, and you got Houston versus Purdue, which is Kelvin Sampson versus Purdue. So as an IU fan, who do you root for? The guy that tore up your program or Purdue?
I can't root for Purdue in anything, but that's it. Well, now I take that back. I would root for Purdue in one instance.
They play Kentucky?
Right.
Well, and that might be a matchup.
That could be. We got and Tennessee, Kentucky. Ain't no love lost. No love lost there.
No. That was the game I told BA when we talked about the first round that I wanted to see in the Sweet 16. So
interesting matchup.
Hopefully our Michigan State thing comes to fruition.
I'd love to see that. Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, got anything else?
Nope.
All right, well, that'll do it for our NL. If you got any questions, comments, topics, concerns, you want to tell us how awful we are or how great we are, email us at buckysportshow@gmail.com. Again, that's buckysportshow@gmail.com. And we'll be back next week with no agenda whatsoever, and we're just going to talk how the regular season's going.
Okay.
So we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.